What's going on, Video Game Voter Vanguard? It's your boy, the Video Game Voter here. So we're just coming off a very exciting weekend if you are a fan of the first-person shooter gaming genre. So we just came off the recent alpha release of the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's the alpha, it's before the beta. It was only one game mode. So if you want to know my thoughts, sit back, hit subscribe, catch a vibe, and find out what I thought about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Alpha 2v2. Check it out. Alright guys, so like I said, we just came off a very exciting weekend for the release of the alpha of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2v2 gunfight mode. This is an all new mode that's being introduced with this brand new Call of Duty Modern Warfare game. Well, basically you have a team, it's teams of two, gets other obviously another team of two, and from what I understand, both teams have the exact same guns, and there's two different modes apparently. One mode is basically, you have your loadout already in hand and set. Another mode is where you have to go to a specific location and retrieve the gun and then start your battle. Now, this gunfight mode in 2 versus 2, it basically consists of a total of, you need 6 rounds to win. So you need to win 6 different rounds, and basically to win that you either have to eliminate both of the enemy team players, or if at a certain time window, I don't know the time to be specific, I apologize for that, a certain time window, if you don't, if there's any surviving team members on either side, you have to get to a certain point, normally in the middle of the map, and capture the flag. So you get there, 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna go at it with that enemy unless you beat them there and they're somewhere on the other side of the map. One thing about this mode is very small maps. It's super duper intense because it can end so very quickly. I guess after a while you'll be able to pick up on different things, which is normal in any games. You'll be able to pick up on where the person is spawning when they start the map, which way you think they might go, and you kind of can get a stance on what they may do, and if you are a sharpshooter, be able to catch some kills. So my thoughts on it, I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. It was an all new mode, and at times if you playing a game, you may get tired of a certain mode, so I'm glad that they introduced this new mode that gives you, different options as far as playing the game. I definitely enjoyed the smaller maps and how quickly they went, especially if, let's say you got a couple minutes before you got to go, you can pop on gunfight and have a quick match, and, that'll be that, and it'll kind of be over. It goes pretty fast. And just not to mention, sometimes I want to break from team deathmatch. You have good days, you have bad days, and for all of you guys out there, I know you know what that feels like. You have days where you just can't get it together. You're getting shredded, by the enemy team, and you just can't get it together. So you just want to kind of take a break and try something different, and maybe get yourself in the rhythm, so to speak. I would imagine this would be a good starter game to kind of get you in a rhythm before you head over to team deathmatch. I, for one, am a fan of hardcore team deathmatch. I recently became a fan of that on Call of Duty World War II. I was introduced by one of my buddies at work, because I was always playing core. He was like, you gotta play hardcore. It takes too many shots to kill your enemy in the core mode. So I've noticed a lot of streamers, they play core. That gives you the opportunity to heal yourself. I'm more of a fan of hardcore, just because I just feel at certain times I get gypped in matches. You put 5 or 6 rounds in the enemy player, they don't go down, they might hit you with 2 and then you're done. So that's kind of annoying. So let's get into, I guess, a couple things that I didn't like. I guess it's an alpha, so keep that in mind, and I also have to be open-minded about that as well. I don't know if when the full game mode comes out, if we'll be able to have our custom loadouts and be able to use that, or is it to keep things competitive, you have basically a default loadout and both sides having it gives you, I guess in a sense, evens the playing field, so to speak. You both have exact same guns, and you can choose either your primary or your secondary weapon. I don't know how that's going to be moving forward. Also, I don't know if moving forward if they're going to have a hardcore version of this. I think that would be very interesting, and I imagine those will go a lot quicker, but it'll also bring the intensity up even more than what it already is. So I think that's pretty cool. Also, now it was one thing that in particular I didn't like. Another YouTuber by the name of Xclusive Ace, I'll tag him down in the description. That's someone that I pay attention to. Watch his channel because he does basically first-person shooters. Most importantly, Call of Duty. He's really into Call of Duty. He does excellent breakdowns as far as the guns, the damage, nerfs, any patches and stuff like that. He is on top of that. So I think that's pretty cool of him. Like I said, I'm gonna put his channel, a link to his channel in the description. But anyway, Xclusive Ace spoke about some things that people will complain about within the community. And one in particular thing that he mentioned, I also noticed too, was seems like headshots in the alpha mode didn't really do a lot of damage like it should. I mean, to me, in Call of Duty, any first-person shooter games, from the chest up are normally very lethal shots and do heavy damage, if not a single shot damage, depending on where you're at and what type of firearm you're using in the game. So I've had a couple times in my matches where I've had like a handgun, which are really strong, especially up close, and a shotgun, and I put a few rounds in the enemy player and he didn't go down, you know. So that was something that I noticed. But outside of that, I can't really say that I had many complaints about it. I think that it was evenly matched. I thought it was fair. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I do have another complaint. The only other complaint that I have, and this is really with the devs, the developers, or whoever was in charge of releasing the alpha and closing it out. One, I guess I noticed late that they released the alpha a day before, which that was, I guess, my fault. A little loss of information. I was working anyway, so it didn't really matter. But the thing that I didn't like was I got off of work Sunday. I come home, then I'm gonna get a couple rounds in, and it's about 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and they had stopped the alpha. I'm just like, okay. Like, it was just out the blue. It gave me the message. They actually let me do one match on last Sunday, and then that was it. It ended. They said, thanks for playing. Look forward to the beta next month. But I thought that kind of sucked. You would expect it to at least run, I would think, until midnight. You know, just cut off and give you full time to play the game, you know, because everybody can't really dedicate a full week into it. But it was pretty cool. Now, other than that, I know there's a lot of upset Call of Duty fans out there because only Sony had this alpha for the weekend, and there isn't any dates for your cross-platform play for the PC or the Xbox for them to get the alpha. So it was only exclusive to Sony. Thankfully enough, I have a PS4. I know some friends of mine that only have Xbox, and you know, they weren't too happy at the fact that only Sony had access to this. But if you look back into the history of Call of Duty and their relationship with the console companies, first, probably at the beginning, maybe like around when Modern Warfare, the first one, came out, Xbox actually had the exclusive content where they got their access first. And now it's on the reverse end where Sony has it, where they have that established relationship, and Sony has it now. So I know a lot of PC players and Microsoft, Xbox players are upset about this, and I guess I would be too. But again, I had both, so I was thankful enough where I got to do it. And I thought it was pretty cool of them to allow you to play even if you didn't have PlayStation Plus, or if you didn't do the pre-order yet. Which I thought that's pretty cool, just to kind of get a buzz for the game. Like, super early. I don't know how much feedback they're going to take from this mode, and if they're paying attention. I'm sure they are, but I would imagine a lot of corrections have already been made or already been in the process. I'm not really sure what their take on what they were trying to accomplish with releasing this and only being to Sony. And I don't know if they're going to do anything for Xbox. So, I mean, if they don't, I think that kind of sucks a little bit. And you know, I know next month sometime, well, tomorrow be next month, they get ready to release the beta, where they have a separate weekend for Sony, and then they have another weekend for what they call cross-platform play with Microsoft and with PC. Now, I don't know if when they're saying cross-platform, will Sony be able to still play on the weekend with PC and Xbox gamers? I'm unsure yet. I haven't got any clarity on that just yet. But I imagine that would make Microsoft players upset as well. But there's supposed to be 2 separate weekends, one for Sony, one for Microsoft, and for PC players. And then the following weekend, I believe, is for everyone to play, cross-play. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys are excited for this new Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and if you played the Modern Warfare Alpha 2v2, what you thought about it. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. So again, if you guys want to link up with me when the beta comes, you know the gamer tag already, Video Game VOTARY. That's on all platforms. So look me up, send me a friend request, add me, and we can link up and get some gameplay and get it on. So again, thank you to all the Video Game VOTARY Vanguard. We're going to end the episode on this note. This has been your boy, the Video Game VOTARY. Yo, babe.